The chapter, The Trunchbull. In the interval, Miss Honey left the classroom and headed straight for the headmistress's study. She felt wildly excited. She had just met a small girl who possessed, or so it seemed to her, quite extraordinary qualities of brilliance. There had not been time yet to find out exactly how brilliant the child was, but Miss Honey had learned enough to realise that something had to be done about it as soon as possible. It would be ridiculous to leave a child like that stuck in the bottom form. Normally, Miss Honey was terrified of the headmistress and kept well away from her, but at this moment she felt ready to take on anybody. She knocked on the door of the dreaded private study. "Enter!" boomed the deep and dangerous voice of Miss Trunchbull. Miss Honey went in. Now, most head teachers are chosen because they possess a number of fine qualities. They understand children. They have children's best interests at heart. They are sympathetic. They are fair. And they are deeply interested in education. Miss Trunchbull possessed none of these qualities, and how she ever got to her present job was a mystery. She was, above all, the most formidable female. She had once been a famous athlete, and even now the muscles were still clearly in evidence. You could see them in her bull neck, in the big shoulders, in the thick arms, and the sinewy wrists and powerful legs. Looking at her, you got the feeling that this was someone who could bend iron bars and tear telephone directories in half. Her face, I'm afraid, was neither the thing of beauty nor a joy forever. She had an obstinate chin, a cruel mouth, and small, arrogant eyes. And as for her clothes, they were, to say the least, extremely odd. Okay, Tomo, would you like to read a bit for me? Off you go.
She always had on a brown cotton smock was pinched in around the waist with a wide leather belt. The belt was fastened in front with an enormous silver buckle. The massive ties which emerged from out of the smock were encased in a pair of extraordinary breeches, also in colour and made of coarse twirl. These breeches reached just below the knees, and from there on down she sported green stockings with turn-up tops, which displayed her calf muscles to perfection. On her feet she wore flat-heeled brown
Brogues.
with leather flaps. She looked, in short, more like a rather
Eccentric
and bloodthirsty follower of the staghound than the headmistress of a high school for children.
Thank you, Tomo. That's very well read. When Miss Honey entered the study, Miss Trunchbull was standing beside her huge desk with a look of scowling impatience on her face. "Yes, Miss Honey," she said. "What is it you want? You're looking very flushed and flustered this morning. What's the matter with you? Have those little stinkers been flicking spitballs at you?" "No, headmistress, nothing like that." "Well, what is it then? Get on with it. I'm a busy woman." As she spoke, she reached out and poured herself a glass of water from a jug that was always on her desk. "There is this little girl in my class called Matilda Wormwood," Miss Honey began. "That's the daughter of the man who owns the Wormwood Motors in the village," Miss Trunchbull barked. She hardly ever spoke in a normal voice. She either barked or shouted. "An excellent person, Wormwood," she went on. "I was in there only yesterday. He sold me a car, almost new. Only done 10,000 miles. Previous owner was an old lady who took it out once a year at most. A terrific bargain. Yes, liked Wormwood. A real pillar of our society." He told me the daughter was a bad lot, though. He said to watch her. He said that if anything bad ever happened in the school, it was certain to be his daughter. Who did it? I haven't met a little brat yet, but I know about it, and when I do, her father said she was a real wart. Oh, no, headmistress, that can't be right, Miss Honey cried. David.
Oh yes, Miss Honey, Darnwell is right. In fact, now I come to think of it. I'll bet it was she who put that stink bone under my desk here first thing this morning. The place stank like a sewer. Of course it was her. I shall have her for that. You see if I don't. What she looked like. Nasty little worm. I'll be bound. I've discovered. Miss Honey, during my long career as a teacher, that a bad girl is a far more dangerous creature than a bad boy. What's more, they are much harder to squash.
Well done. Do we agree? A girl's harder than boys to squash?
No.
No, I don't know. Squashing a bad girl is like trying to squash a blue bottle. You bang down on it and the darn thing isn't there. Nasty, dirty little things girls are. Glad I never was one. Oh, but you must have been a little girl once, headmistress. Surely you were. Not for long, anyway, Miss Trunchbull barked, grinning. I became a woman very quickly. She's completely off her rocker, Miss Honey told herself. She's as balmy as a bedbug. Miss Honey stood resolutely before the headmistress. For once she was not going to be browbeaten. I must tell you, headmistress, she went on, that you are completely mistaken about Matilda putting a stink bomb under your desk. Oh, I'm never mistaken, Miss Honey. But headmistress, the child only arrived in school this morning and came straight to the classroom. Don't argue with me. For heaven's sake, woman, this little brute Matilda, or whatever her name is, has stink-bombed my study. There's no doubt about it. Thank you for suggesting it. But I didn't suggest it, headmistress. Of course you did. Now what is it you want, Miss Honey? Why are you wasting my time? I came to talk to you about Matilda, headmistress. I have an extraordinary thing to report about the child. May I please tell you what happened in the class just now? I suppose she set fire to your skirt and scorched your knickers. Miss Trunchbull snorted. No, no, Miss Honey cried out. Matilda is a genius. At the mention of the word, Miss Trunchbull's face turned purple and her whole body seemed to swell up like a bullfrog. A genius! She shouted. What piffle is this that you're talking, madam? You must be out of your mind. Has her father's words not gone anywhere near you? For if this child is a gangster. Her father is wrong, headmistress. Don't be a twerp, Miss Honey. Have you met the little beast for only half an hour, and her father has known her all his life. Miss Honey was determined to have her say, and now she began to describe the amazing things that Matilda had done with arithmetic. So she learnt a few times table by heart, has she? Miss Honey barked. My dear woman, that doesn't make her a genius. It makes her a parrot. But headmistress, she can read. Yayan.
So can I, Miss Trunchbull Snap? And it's my opinion, Miss Honey said, that Matilda should be taken out of my form and placed immediately in the top form with the 11-year-old. Pat, started Mrs. Trunchbull. So you want to get rid of her, do you? So you can't handle her. So now you want to unload her on the wretched Miss Pinfern on the top floor, where she would cause even more
Chaos.
No, cried Mrs.
Chaos, it means trouble and making a mess of things, okay?
That is not my reason at all. Oh, yes it is, shouted Mrs. Trunchbull. I can see right through your little block, madam. And my answer is no. Matilda says where she is, and it's up to you to see that she behaves herself. But, headmistress, please, not another word, shouting Mrs. Principal. And in case I have a rule to this school that all children remain on their roof on a good regular of ability.
Well done, thank you. You stop there. There you go. Well done, everybody.